have Rora higher.
You can hold it closer, like if you want to like go down on the...
Rora Collective has always been a group of young artists that are more interested in quality production over quantity production. That's always how it's been. It's probably always how it will be. So we may not have a lot of releases, but they're all bound to a very high quality.
Oh, damn, that's a hard question. I think for me, at least, it's a big way to kind of gain friends. And I think
Spread positivity.
It's a great way to get the best product we possibly can, I feel, because Zeus is really great at branding and promotion, and like I master all the tracks, and I feel like we all kind of bring something that, for me at least in my art, it's all about what can I do to get the best art and product that I can possibly make. And I feel like building Rora is kind of a big step in that, as far as just how to make whatever's the best that I can possibly achieve.
Just like an artist, because like I usually do a lot of the head stuff that's like a lot of like what Rora is going to be. And in terms of like what I do is like, I mostly just make music that goes out on it. And like I would be making music no matter what, but I feel like it holds me to a standard that challenges myself in terms of making music. And it's like friends that I have. We make friends and we are friends that we can just like release stuff together and do fun things.
Also, we just needed friends.
Yeah.
We really need friends, please.
I mean, as it goes, it ends up being a lot of spreading positivity and good nature and keeping friends informed and being supportive of not just people on the label, but people that we're looking at, people that we really want to have a spotlight, even if they don't do a release or that are featured on anything related to the label.
The extended family, it's really important to not only be good at what you do and dedicated, but to be a very positive person. I want to make sure that we're bringing a lot of really good things in the community.
Yeah.
It's not just about the music, it's about building a really great kind of family around that. So I came to Zeus with the idea of Rora a while back, almost a year ago, and I was working for some other labels at the time, like on the merchandising and stuff like that. And I had brought up some people that are on Rora and associated with Rora, and I was like, hey, these people are really great, maybe we should put them on the label and have them. And there were a lot of really good ideas being thrown around, and obviously this isn't meant against any of the labels, but some of the ideas that came up weren't being pushed or actually coming to fruition, and I kind of saw a lot of potential in these things that weren't being done. So I felt like, well, I kind of know how to do this, and I know people who also know how to figure out the rest of the pieces to this. Mm-hmm. And there were a lot of artists like these who weren't on labels, and I was just thinking, that's kind of crazy. Why aren't they getting this kind of platform to be promoted like that? It was more of like a frustration thing. Mm-hmm. Like, why aren't these good people getting the exposure and support that they really deserve?
Yeah.
Started it just out of wanting certain people to have products and a platform.
Before Rora, I had a couple of projects that fell out because the team wasn't as cohesive as I would have wanted it to be. And as a result, frustrations too. I didn't want to stop at just those projects never happening. I wanted to make sure that I kept going at it until I found the right team, the right people, the right environment. I would say that it's the right sound, but there is no right sound, just what feels right. So when McLean came up to me and told me that she wanted to start a label, I already had a lot of the pieces ready. So when it came down to actually making all of the logistical work, it took no less than a month.
I brought up the idea at like 2 a.m. while we were working on like some song, and we had like a stack of like Pepsi cans next to us, and we went out for like what, for like 19 hours.
Yeah.
And it was I was just like, can we start a label, please? And yeah. I like
got one really like shitty song I wrote like a while ago, and they're like, hey, you should like join this label.
I found Jared through like a mutual friend on Tumblr. It wasn't even related to music. And he was like, guys, I'm playing a show. And it was really funny.
Is that we have done, and it's continuing running trend, that whenever we want to do something, we just do it. It's one conversation, and then it's done. We move forward from that. Well, to start with, for RorAX, it was literally just one conversation, just like we just said. It ends up being, we had the conversation, hey, we're going to AX, we might as well do something, wouldn't it be cool? And what did you say?
We'd sort of like wanted to do like a show for a while, I think, or at least I wanted to. But,
no, we all wanted a show.
Yeah.
We just knew that unless if we had connections, we probably weren't going to be able to get a show.
Yeah.
So why not just do that? And the whole ethos thing of Rora Collective too, in that if you want to just do it, just do it. You can do it by yourself. Everybody else does it. Not everybody has all the tools, but that's why you use the time that you have to get those tools.
A lot of things that I feel like are holding back most artists or groups like this are just the fact of doing it or not. It's a lot of hard work, absolutely, and I feel like that's why a lot of these things don't get done. But really, it's like people tell us about like our brand being really consistent and our presence being very there, but it's just because we're all really determined to get it done.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like working with, well, I don't mean that in a negative context at all, but there's a lot of waiting around and people, I feel like that's why our team is so small too.
Yeah.
Is because just in volume, it's hard to get something on a massive scale done when you're waiting for 10 or 15 people to
It
get
gets so convoluted when you're waiting, like when you have like a roster of like 5 people and you want to put on a show. It's like, well, can he make it? We don't know whether we should put him on the list of who's playing, because like we don't know if he can fly out.
That's definitely part of it. That's part of the reason why the set list is how it is. All the artists playing are people who are as consistent as we are. They're able to follow through with the things that we need, and we in turn are able to provide what they need. Mm-hmm. So that's a portion of it. Plus, a lot of them we'd already met from different events. Anime Expo is the place where basically everything converges. People who like anime also like video games, and it's not necessarily true or exclusive, but anime, gaming, movies, music, all those things all converge into one thing. So why shouldn't we use that as part of the inspiration for this event? It's great for us to have music and artists and stuff like that, but we want actual visual people in there providing things and giving them the exposure that we want them to have.
Also, being like as little as we are right now, we figured we'd use everything to our advantage that we can to get as many people there. So like if they don't really know the lineup too much, they might know the artists that are going to be selling stuff there, and they might want to buy stuff, and then through that they'll find one of us or an artist that they like there.
Also,
Yeah, and I think it really worked out that way. Like, because going into it, like going back to saying like it's just about doing it, because we I don't know, compiled a large number of people that are showing their art there. It just sort of brings in like a whole big crowd, which is what happened. Like we're over capacity, so it's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Also, I just like love wearing Rora merchandise. It's something about like wearing your own clothes. And Rora Chan's my girlfriend. I want more drawings of Rora Chan there.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's why we did it.
Yeah.
It's really just for the drawings of Rora. It feels like I've been doing this my whole life. I love the show, but I'm so glad it's today.
I feel that too, because I don't know, with you too, like we're just kind of like the artists in terms of what goes on in Rora. So they're like, oh, just like fly over and we'll play the show, and like that's all I really had to do. I wasn't really part of the organization as much, especially as much as they were.
I don't think it's really even been that long. It's probably like 2 months.
It's
For, like-
as far as the like total, it's probably been 6 months. But the actual work, probably like 2.5 months.
And it's been really hard because not only are we organizing the show, and I feel like they're downplaying their role. They do a lot of organizing and logistics too. 3 of us are also doing live sets. We're playing keys, and we're, you know, doing like action. It's not just a DJ set. So I feel like the pressure of organizing the show on top of
crazy to figure out too.
Yeah, building
Like we
the
had
entire.
the 3 of us had to go like to my house before we even came here and try to figure out if even all of our stuff worked together.
The show's in like a couple of hours, and all of us finished our set like last night to set it up ourselves. But also, as of right now, with how small it is, it's kind of nice to be able to control what goes on.
It feels nice to not have people be like, hey, maybe don't have this person, or maybe don't play this. Like we have friends who are like, oh, I can't, not allowed to play this certain genre, or this track's not allowed, or this. And we've legit told people on our lineup, just go crazy, because like we want to be that whack show that everybody's like, what the hell did we just watch?
Yeah.
That's the fun of it. Like we have memes in our set and like inside jokes all over the place, and that's like the most fun. I want to jam out to like the dumbest things we can and really impress people while doing it.
Shows are great when they're serious and all, when you're really there for the art. But we're right next to a con.
Yeah.
People come out to have fun.
Also, not a lot of people know us, so it's like if they don't know us, they can at least have fun if they're not appreciating like our.
There's definitely
music.
there's definitely a different precedent when you're an established artist.
Yes.
And I feel like if you go to a show and we try to be really, oh, this is serious, you know, hey, not everybody who's coming knows us.
Especially like as like a sort of emerging label. too.
Weird anime
Like,
thing.
yeah. So
I think definitely everyone has a different idea of what they want to take from this set. And overall, I think overarching for all of us is just like to have fun. Because like not many people know my music and what I'm gonna be working on. So right now with my set, I'm just showing off music that I aspire to make, and that
I sort of just want people to have a good time, like just have lots of fun, and then sort of like go away knowing like, oh, these people are like actually like passionate in what they do. Side music thing, like this is really, we're passionate about this and want to keep this going, and we're sort of like establishing ourness of that, but also I just want people to have a good time when they come.
I want to prove that we really have the skill and persistence to make a quality product. Be like, that was a ton of fun, but also really high quality. I want people to be surprised at how good everything looks and sounds, and how good the sets are and the lineup. And I want it to be as high quality as possible while everybody not feeling like it's too official.
In the end, that's kind of essentially what I want to, because there's always more to prove to people who don't know you already, and you don't ever have to prove anything to anybody, but we feel we have something to prove in that a lot of established connections and money. We are all about the passion of what we do. So regardless of how much backing we have, we want to make sure that with what we do have, we can pull out a super polished, ultra high quality product that not only people will be impressed with, but people will want to share with others.